Trent here with Soundlink TV at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. How you boys hanging out here?
Hot and sweaty.
How about you?
Awesome.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you guys around last night during the little hurricane that came through, or were you guys not?
We flew in yesterday.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys missed it.
We heard about it.
Oh yeah.
We were sitting in our hotel with all of our gear, listening to the adventures. We'll say. We won't say horror stories. We'll say adventures. We'll reframe it.
Yeah. So I guess what's since you guys didn't experience that, I guess what's the worst weather experience for a music festival you guys have been a part of or something?
Several that have got rained out, lightning. One that I remember, I think, was one year at Rocklahoma. It was extremely muddy. Like every step was probably a good 4 to 6 inches of mud, and we still played because the stage was like a covered, solid cement like amphitheater stage, but the audience was in the rain.
Being a band from California, we don't get too much inclement weather, so whenever we're out there, they're like, hurricane warning, we're like, oh shit! But then it ends up just being crazy rain and stuff blows over and the rock continues. So I don't know, you gotta with festivals and outdoor settings, it's up to the weather systems, we gotta leave it up to that and try and maximize the amount of fun that we can have out here while we can.
Yeah. So you guys are back. You guys have been, I guess, in the shadows doing some stuff and everything. So lurking around. So now that you guys have emerged from the darkness and stuff, what do you guys been going on? You guys have been releasing some new music, got some new album coming. So I guess what was the last maybe year or so since you guys have been on the road and everything been for you guys?
It's been 1,313 days. So it's been 3 years since we played a show. Wow. We've self-produced 2 records. One of them's out, and then this new one is coming out October 6th called Tether. We've just been creating music. It's just been waiting till the right time to get back on the road because it's just post-pandemic. It's a whole new world.
Yeah. Is that affect? Obviously, no one was doing anything in 2020 and stuff, but even last year and stuff. What I guess kept you guys away from playing shows and being out there and everything?
We wanted to keep our creativity flowing. We felt like we hit a really good stride. We took a chance self-producing our last record, Echo, and after that record, we really felt like we still had so much to say and so much to write about, and we felt like we just really wanted to focus on that and hone in and continue crafting some jams. To ultimately, we know we're always going to play live. We pride ourselves in being a live band. We love the live atmosphere. We love our fans. We love festivals. We love rocking and rolling for the people. So for us, we just kind of wanted to make sure that we had a bunch of new material to come drop at Blue Ridge, you know what I mean? This is kicking it off. We've got a tour coming up right after this from October into November with Bullet for My Valentine, which is going all across the United States and some of Canada. You can get tickets out of micetickets.com. And man, we felt really creative. It was a huge time for us to kind of recenter ourselves, continue with that creative spark, turn it into a flaming bonfire, and we're going to unleash that on stage today.
Now, you're doing everything, I guess, without maybe as much rush as you would if you had, doing it through other people. How has that helped the creative process versus records in the past where you've maybe you've had, outside sources, with deadlines and stuff? You guys, like you said, you've been away for 3 years. So, how's that been, just writing stuff on your own and not feeling that rush to get anything done?
I think it's definitely more of an exploratory process, whereas if you're working with a producer, you tend to do pre-production on your own and then you take it to somebody else and then you're more or less just sort of taking what you've already worked on and then getting the final version of that. Whereas for us, self-producing, we're sort of writing, doing pre-production and recording all at the same time. So it's sort of, to me, it's sort of like the difference between if you're working with a producer and you're painting a picture that you're going to paint versus sculpting something out of clay where you can be like, oh, I like that. Actually, no, I don't. And then you can sort of remold it. So I think it's much more of a hands-on, I think that's a good word for it. It's more of an exploratory process of just exploring any sort of idea for the song or part or anything. Whereas if you're working with somebody, you're sort of on their time, so you don't necessarily want to spend all your time exploring. You want to get in there and track your stuff,
Now, was it hard being away? Because, with the way things are now, if you're not out there, people may not still, care or listen, it's always a risk bands being away for a while because everybody's attention spans are so small. There's so many bands. So I guess the fans still caring and giving a crap about you guys and what you guys are doing. You know, what has that meant and stuff? Because, like you said, you spent like 1,000 days or something since you guys have played.
They're the whole reason why we do this. Because if they stopped caring, we would stop doing it. Literally, we do it for ourselves, but we do it for our fans. So, you know, they're the fuel for a lot of this and the inspiration for a lot of it too. So, we're super grateful that people have stuck with us and that, you know, people really like the last album and they like the singles that we've dropped from this new one. So, we're super stoked to play a lot of new material today.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys maybe tease, you know, with the newer stuff that it may be alluding back, like stylistically to some of the older stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what was that like? You know, just going back, you know, in time. You know, I guess maybe if you guys revisited those records and coming back to this one to incorporate some of that stuff, taking a trip down memory lane to modernize it a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, we really we weren't like in the dark really. Like we've really been pretty much releasing music as constantly as possible and sharing our creations with the audience on Spotify and iTunes and all the different streaming platforms. And I feel like we took our time because we really wanted to dig deep and find those creative niches that maybe we hadn't touched on, because in the past it's been so go, 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 go. It's tour, done. New album, get it done, turn it in, put it out, like blah, blah, blah. And so we really wanted to kind of like take a beat and like get really creative with everything and kind of hone in on these sounds that we feel like taking maybe the audience out of it and being in our own creative spaces where we are the barometers for excitement. We're showing each other ideas and it's exciting us and we're like, okay, that's cool, let's do this. We wrote like tons of songs. Like you're only hearing 2 albums worth, but we wrote way more than that. And these are the most refined ideas that are what are on the album. And we've never really had the opportunity to do that before. A lot of it is we write a bunch of songs and like 2 get cut. But when we're making these records, tons of the songs are getting cut because we really felt like it was important. We had a lot to say. We had a lot that we were feeling. And what we think our audience really resonates with and what Of Mice and Men fans and what Of Mice and Men is truly about is that connection, is that emotional connection to the music that we feel like we wanted to bring back into the music. Not that it was lost, but because being so busy all the time, you just don't think of it that way. And I felt like we were really able to hone in on that feeling and really try and capture those moments that are, maybe call it nostalgia, maybe call it something that like feels good, like stupid cliche, but like a warm blanket or like, you know, a cold glass of water on a hot day like today. You know, it's a comforting feeling to feel something that's familiar. And for us, this new record, Tether, is full of moments like that. And each song, we wanted to make sure that each song is crafting a specific moment for our listeners to feel and to experience. And from the 2 singles that we dropped already, you get a whole vibe on Warpaint. And we just dropped our new single, Castaway. And that's a whole different vibe. And that's a whole other feeling and a whole different thematic relativities. So we just really wanted to focus on that. And we're really excited. Tether comes out October 6th. Pick it up.
October 6th, Tether's coming out. Thank you guys for your time today. Looking forward to catching you.
Much.
Yeah, of course. I'm Trent with Soundlink TV at Blue Ridge Rock Fest with Of Mice and Men. Thank you guys.